After a long summer, Naperville Sports Weekly Season 17 is here, and we're ready to provide you with all the high school sports action. My name is Joe Kennedy, and I'll be your host for this season after working as a sports reporter for the past year and a half here at NSW. The start to a new year brings new hope and optimism to every team, and there's only one place where you can watch every local highlight, and that's right here on Naperville Sports Weekly on NCTV 17. Kicking off today's show is week one of the IHSA football season, and the slate is a good one. We have 6 highlights for you as all 6 of our local teams squared off against non-conference opponents. The DuPage Valley Conference was won by Neuqua Valley last season, but they've lost 8 defensive starters. Naperville North and Central both finished a game behind the Wildcats last season with a conference record of 4-2. Metea Valley and Waubonsie Valley both struggled last fall, but each squad returns a handful of starters. And as for Bennett, they hope to get back into the playoffs this year for the first time since 2019. But enough of the talking, let's scramble to our first highlights of the season, starting with Neuqua Valley hosting Oswego. Neuqua Valley football opens the season at home against the Oswego Panthers. The Wildcats graduated 8 defensive starters, but are dead set on winning the DVC title for a second straight year. It's senior night for Neuqua as they want to open the season up with a victory like they did last year at Oswego. On the opening drive, the Wildcats are punting, and the snap is too low and Oswego swarms the ball, gifting the Panthers a red zone start on their first possession of the year. The Wildcats keep Oswego out of the end zone, but Tanner Stumpenhorst hits his first field goal of the game just a few minutes in. Neuqua starts up again on offense. On 4th down, senior quarterback Ryan Muller takes off instead of punting and picks up the first down and more. The Cats marched all the way down inside the Panthers' 10, but the field goal attempt sees another botched snap that ends in the second turnover of the night for the blue and gold. Oswego looking to get the short passing game going with the play action. Brett Connolly finds Dylan King, who turns upfield for a solid gain. Halfway through the second, and after the teams exchange possessions, Muller airs it to Miles Miskell, but Jeremiah Kane breaks it up for Oswego. Right before the half, Stumpenhorst lines up his second field goal of the night. The Panthers lead 6-0 going into the second half. In the second half now, Neuqua's defense gets to work quickly. Justin Dukevich flies in for a sack to bring some life back to the Cats. Oswego still is able to continue the drive, and here's quarterback Brett Connolly finding Jeremiah Kane down the right side of the field for the biggest passing play of the game. Deep in Wildcat territory, junior Noah Vera takes a handoff, bursts to the second level, and explodes for the first touchdown of the night. Oswego leads 13-0. Muller wasn't done for the night though. The senior on a designed run tries to will the Wildcats back into the game as he gets over midfield. A few minutes later on 3rd down, Silvano Spadafora finds some open field, but the big hit and punch out from Elijah Seaton knocks the ball loose and gets another Oswego takeaway. On the last play of the third quarter, Connolly tries to go deep to Kane, but a falling Andrew Hoffman gets the ball back for Neuqua. In the fourth quarter, still trailing 13-0, and on 3rd down, Easton Ruby and Tayden Thomas get to Muller and bring him down to pretty much seal up the Oswego victory. Neuqua drops to 0-1 to start the season, and they now look to regroup against Minooka next week, again at home.
It's week 1 of the football season. It's also senior night at Waubonsie Valley as the Warriors face off against Oswego East. Last season, when these teams met, the Wolves beat the Warriors in 35-7 fashion. Starting the game in the second quarter with the ball in the hands of Luke Elsey, who finds Julian Johnson for a 35-yard gain. Same drive for Elsey. He looks to the end zone, but breaking up the pass is Emmanuel Howard. The loose ball falls into the hands of Dawson McCullen, giving the Wolves the ball. However, Oswego East gives the ball right back to the Warriors. Luke Elsey fires downfield and finds Trent Selby for another 35-yard gain. Time is running out in the half, so Aiden Manione steps onto the field to attempt a 30-yard field goal, but his effort falls just short. We go into halftime scoreless. Waubonsie with the ball to start the second half. Luke Elsey hands off to Tyler Threet, who breaks through the crowd for a big gain for the Warriors. Same drive for Dub V. Elsey hands off to Threet and the senior does the rest, opening the scoring for Waubonsie. Not long later, and the Warriors' offense continues to threaten. Elsey hands off to Christian Simmons, who reverses it to Threet, who carries the ball into the red zone. Finishing off the drive for the Warriors is Christian Simmons, who finds his way into the end zone, extending the Warriors' lead to 14. Moving into the fourth quarter, Nico Velassi and the Wolves face a 3rd and 2. He hands off to Josiah Watson, who picks up a big first down. Next play as Velassi gives it to Watson, who scrambles into the end zone. Oswego East cuts the lead in half. Just under 10 minutes to play in the game, Luke Elsey hands off to Tyler Threet, who breaks a tackle, finding the gap, running 75 yards for the touchdown. A massive play from the Warrior to put Waubonsie up 21-7. A couple of minutes later, Elsey has the football again. He keeps it himself, sliding to the 35-yard line. Capping off a strong night for the Warriors is Tyler Threet, who basically goes untouched into the end zone, picking up his hat trick of touchdowns. After going 0-9 last season, the Warriors start their 2023 campaign off strong with a 28-7 win over Oswego East.
Football Fridays are back, and the Red Wing faithful are more than ready for some gridiron action. Bennett kicks off the 2023 season by welcoming Oak Forest to their home turf, with junior quarterback Ryan Kubacki Jr. making his first start. After narrowly missing out on the playoffs last season, the Red Wings are looking to rebound in a big way. The Red Wings find themselves in a goal line situation on their first possession. Kubacki Jr. follows some big blocks and scores the first touchdown of the season. Bennett is up 6-0 just 5 minutes into play. On the Bengals' next possession, wide receiver Josh Dawson takes the lateral pass and then heaves it downfield to Andrew Dawson for a big gain into Bennett territory. Moments later, Oak Forest is knocking on the door. Luke Sparacino fakes the inside handoff, then takes it in himself to knot things up at 6 apiece with under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Bennett is back in the red zone again. Kubacki Jr. throws a screen pass to Pat Patello, where he makes a couple of defenders miss, tiptoes the sideline, and then dives into the pylon for the touchdown. The Red Wings go up 12-6 in the final moments of the first quarter. Now in the second quarter, Patello reels in another screen pass, and he's able to squeeze by a couple Bengals and score his second touchdown on the night. Looking for some momentum going into the half, Sparacino drops back, but Joe Rohde and Nicholas Glover burst through the line of scrimmage for the sack. The Red Wings head into halftime with a 19-6 lead. Moving on to the second half, Kubacki Jr. looks to his left, then takes off with some big blocks clearing the way. He pulls away from the defense and tacks on another 6 points to the lead. It's now 26-6 with 9:40 left in the third. Later in the quarter, Kubacki Jr. drops back and launches a beautiful deep ball to Rocky Rosanova down the sideline, and he's knocked out near the 10-yard line. A few plays later, Kubacki Jr. continues to make plays with his legs. He beats the Bengals around the edge and sneaks into the corner of the end zone. That one makes it a 33-6 game with 2:05 left in the third. With the game well in hand, the Red Wings are going for 40. Kubacki Jr. lost a pass to Rosanova in the corner of the end zone, and his toe-dragging catch is good for the touchdown. They are victorious in the season opener with a 40-6 win over Oak Forest. After the break, we'll send it over to the links where the girls and boys golf season is in full swing, and see how one Waubonsie golfer has been helping his younger brother adjust to competing in high school golf.
Look, Mom, I found one.
Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the two largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something. Be a Naperville Crime Stopper.
Waubonsie Valley Boys Golf was able to start the season with a victory at the McGonigal City Championship and now face 2022 McGonigal champion Naperville Central. Boys golf is here at Springbrook Golf Course as Waubonsie Valley take on the Redhawks of Naperville Central. The Warriors enter after winning the McGonigal Memorial Championship on Tuesday afternoon, while Central finished in third place. We start at hole 1 with Redhawk Joey Cerny attempting a birdie putt, but misses off the right edge. He would tap in for par. Continuing at the first hole is Central's Matt Sims, who also has a birdie putt. He comes up with a right read, but leaves it just short and taps in for par. Up next is Waubonsie's Adam Torian as he hits his second from the middle of the fairway onto the fringe. Torian's birdie putt was off the mark, but he secures a par. Ryan Kong for Central hitting from the fairway, and he's able to stick one close to the pin. Kong dialing in for the birdie putt, and he hits it pure en route to a great round for the red and white. Jumping to the fourth hole with Waubonsie Valley's Avi Kanduja as he hits a nice tee shot on the par 3. Avi would go on to tap in for par, and the two teams are close in the scoring. Matt Sims now on the fourth green, and he has a tough right-to-left putt for birdie. He misses, but secures a par and finishes the round with a 38. Going to the ninth is Avi Kanduja as he tries to sink in a long birdie putt. He comes up just off the mark and finishes the event with a 39. Ryan Kong is in for some action, and he does so by hitting a solid shot from the rough onto the green. Kong finishes as the low Redhawk score with a 35. It became a close match between the two schools as Central takes home the victory 148 to 149. Salil Kanduja has been one of the area's top golfers since his freshman year. Now a senior, he's tasked with more than just swinging a club, as his younger brother joins the Waubonsie Valley varsity lineup.
Waubonsie Valley golfer Salil Kanduja enters his senior year on the links with 3 varsity seasons of experience in his bag. After winning his 3rd straight regional as an individual last fall, Kanduja continued to swing downstate, earning a 3rd place medal after a 2-day round of 147. As he tees off this fall as a state favorite, he and an experienced Warriors squad are ready for an exciting season together on the course. Salil will also be playing alongside someone brand new to the green and gold, but very familiar to Kanduja, as younger brother Avi begins his freshman campaign on the varsity squad.
We're just excited to play with each other, and we feed off of each other, and we're pretty competitive with each other, so it's fun when we're competing out here together for the school.
I feel like it's a lot more comfortable. It feels like a lot of fun rounds at my home course, just playing with them, just having fun. It's really competitive, but competitive in a fun way. I'm trying to beat my brother every single time I go out there.
Avi is off to a solid start in his high school career, golfing a 39 in the Warriors' first conference match against Naperville Central, and a round of 77 in the Vern McGonigal Championship, which saw the Warriors bring home the trophy for the first time since 2019. The early season success doesn't surprise big brother Salil, who had a standout freshman season of his own in 2020.
I knew he had it in him. I played with him a lot over the summer, obviously, and I've seen him shoot some really low scores, and our matches get really competitive when we play. So I know that he has it, and know that he can play as well as he's played, obviously, and he's kind of proven that he's here and he can hang with us, and I'm excited for his progression through these years.
The two have been golfing together for a long time when Salil is not teeing off for the Warriors or competing in numerous tournaments across the country. While each golfer is trying to outperform the other, the brotherly guidance is pivotal if Avi wants to have a successful high school career like his older brother.
He's helped with my putting a lot. I don't even have a putting coach just because he's helped me out so much with the putting. Just great with controlling emotions on the course and everything like that.
I'm always rooting for him. You know, I want his scores always to, like, I always want him to try to beat me, even though I don't want him as a brother, but as a teammate and as a brother, I want him to beat me. And yeah, it's always great to see your brother play well, and you're always rooting for him. I'm his #1 supporter.
As we approach the halfway point of the boys' golf season, the duo puts the Warriors and head coach Eric Floodberg in a great spot to return to state as a team as well. Salil will continue to golf his way to the lowest scores possible and eagerly attempt to capture the individual state title, which would be just the second in school history. With Avi on his side for his final year, Salil will use that as motivation for the rest of the season. What better way to do it than having your best friend cheer you on in your final season?
I'm just gonna try to enjoy it. You know, like, I know he's out here, he's trying to play his best, but you know, I've kind of taken a step back and I just want to enjoy it and have as much fun as possible. And at the same time, I feel like that's been helping my scores a little bit too, just kind of de-associating and just getting out here and having fun, enjoying nature, and having a good time with my brother.
For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Patrick Cotto.
Wrapping up in golf, Metea Valley and Neuqua Valley meet at Orchard Valley. Let's take a look at how the match unfolds.
On a beautiful day, Mr. Hawk pays a visit to the new-look Springbrook Golf Course after a year of renovations. There's also a DVC matchup as Metea Valley takes on Waubonsie Valley, a battle of two teams getting their conference seasons underway. Kelly Kong starts things off in the grass, but her shot has enough juice and goes to the green. Kong starts her round even with the par. Mustangs go to work with the McKenna Wickfield fairway shot that lands not too far from the pin. So Wickfield finishes the first hole with a birdie to start 1 under. Her partner, Ansley Ellis, also chips her ball close to the pin and pars it in from there. She goes on to golf a 48. On hole 4, Pranvi Kecker from Metea Valley gets a nice tee shot that makes it to the green, resulting in her parring the hole. Warriors also make some noise on hole 4 with the par by Mina Shyam. She walks away with Waubonsie's second best score of 41. Back to McKenna Wickfield, who tees off on hole 7 and gets a favor with her ball just landing on the green. Wickfield golfs a 40. Staying on 7, and here's Kecker again with another solid tee shot that falls close to the pin on the par 3. Kecker is not done yet because on her next putt attempt, it's a birdie with a nice spin. Kecker leads the Mustangs with a round of 39. The Warriors continue to stride on hole 9 with a Hannah Lee chip shot that gets on the green. Lee scores a 48, third best for the green and gold. The leader for Dub V is senior sensation Kelly Kong, who finishes her outing with a 37. However, it's Metea Valley walking away with an 8-stroke win over Waubonsie.
Our first Girls Play of the Week for Naperville Sports Weekly, Season 17, comes from Sam Miserandino and the Waubonsie Valley volleyball team. We'll head to the second set from the first Warriors game of the season against Oswego East. After some deflections, Sam Miserandino hits the floor for a pancake dig that gets sent back over. Maddie Huang then keeps the ball alive for Naisha Kana, who somehow gets a return over. The Wolves' timing is off on the kill attempt, which forces Reinhardt and Kana to frantically punch it back to the Oswego east side. The final kill for the Wolves is blocked at the net by Dowd to end the marathon point. This play helped Waubonsie sweep Oswego 2-0. Coming up after the break, we'll check out our first soccer highlight of the new season.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
Stay in the know at home or on the go with NCTV 17 News Update. This quick recap of everything happening in and around town will be delivered straight to your email inbox for free. Sign up today.
Moving to the pitch, Bennett Academy and Waubonsie Valley boys soccer meet in the first matchup of the 2023 season. To close last year, the Warriors lost in the regional semifinals, while the Red Wings fell in the sectional finals.
The boys' soccer season kicks off at Waubonsie Valley. The Warriors welcome in Bennett Academy as both teams are looking to start the season strong. We start the game 15 minutes in. Ricardo Uriostegis is tackled by Sam Trunell, but the ball falls to Emil Nichani, whose shot hits the hand of Trunell. The ref points to the spot for a penalty. Stepping up to take the penalty is Nichani. His shot looks like it's saved by Drew Connell, but the ref says it crossed the line. 1-0 Warriors early on. 12 minutes remaining in the half. Nick Rowe plays the ball into the box to Jackson Mars, who's taken down. The ref points to the spot, but this time for the Red Wings. At the spot for Bennett is Nick Rowe, who slots it home, tying the game at 1. Time winding down in the half. Brendan Bergnash gets the ball outside of the area, who takes a shot, but it's easily saved by Abraham Tiburcio. We go into halftime tied at 1. Into the second half now. Ricardo Uriostegui makes his way past 2 Bennett defenders. He puts a cross in that deflects off of the post. The Bennett defense clears the danger, keeping the game tied. 13 minutes into the half. Nick Rowe carries the ball for Bennett, who unleashes a shot, but a trailing arm from Abraham Tiburcio shuts down the chance. Bennett continuing to apply the pressure. This time it's Jack Wesley taking a shot from distance, but once again Tiburcio makes the save. Waubonsie with a free kick in the center circle. Kensu Kimura sends the ball into the box as it deflects into the path of Tristan Merrick, who pokes the ball into the back of the net. The Warriors go up 2-1. Bennett looking for one last opportunity. Jack Wesley plays a through ball to Mateo Picha, but before he could get a shot off, Beckett Stotler slides in, shutting down the attack. Waubonsie Valley hangs on as the Warriors take down Bennett Academy by a score of 2-1.
When we return, we'll wrap up this week's action from the volleyball court. NCTV 17 is the place for all Naperville area high school football action, covering all 6 local teams. Whether you're a student athlete, parent, or just a fan of the game, stay on top of what's happening in your hometown high school football scene. Sign up for Football Friday today to get all the action delivered straight to your inbox on Saturday morning. Subscribe for free at nctv17.org/subscribe.
Look, Mom, I found one.
Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
Our last highlight from today's show comes from Oswego East, where the Wolves host Waubonsie Valley in a season-opening non-conference matchup. Waubonsie Valley girls volleyball hits the road to start the new season as the Warriors visit Oswego East. The Wolves will be a tough test after winning a regional championship and defeating Waubonsie Valley twice last fall. One of the top returning players, not just for Waubonsie, but in the DuPage Valley Conference, is junior outside hitter Naomi Dowd. Maddie Huang sets her up for the early kill to put the Warriors up 5-3. Later in the set, Oswego East on the serve. Waubonsie has a return ready as again it's Huang who sets up Ava Bellafiore. The junior extends the lead with a kill that the Wolves cannot get back over. Sometimes a play does not have to look pretty to be effective. Oswego East sets up Ava Stiller, who does not get a clean hit on the ball, but the spin takes the ball to an empty spot on the floor for the point. Wolves trail 7-6. Waubonsie Valley looking sharp in terms of the defense. Caitlin Reinhard passes to Liv O'Hara, who sets up Gabby Tlutstochowski for the kill. Waubonsie goes back up by 3. More strong defense from the green and gold. Asia Mitchell lays out for the sprawling dig. Naisha Kana gets a left hand on the ball to knock it back over the nets for the point. Some errors from the Warriors are keeping Oswego East in the match, but they clean things up later in the set. Huang sets up Kana, who surprises the Wolves with a two-handed set that pushes its way to an open spot near the back line. Well placed by the senior. Sam Miserendino serving for Waubonsie Valley. Oswego going for a kill, but once again the defense stands tall as Tlutstochowski and Kana form a wall for the block and the point for the Warriors. But the Wolves refuse to go away. Trailing 20-17, Oswego East pulls within 2 after a kill from Paige Notke finds its mark. Waubonsie looking to close things out in set 1. The Wolves with a dig that sails too far over the net. Caitlin Reinhard taps it over and then delivers the kill on the second attempt at the net as the Warriors take set 1, 25-20. Early in the second set, Waubonsie Valley has a lead once again. Naomi Dowd joins the block party not once, but twice on this point as the Warriors go up 5-2 and continue to hold the momentum. Oswego East can defend as well. After a free ball, Dowd rises up for a kill attempt, but Grace Milas is there for the block and keeps it in bounds as the Wolves trail 6-3. Warriors getting it done at the serving line as well. Libero Sam Miserendino goes with the skyscraping serve that falls just over the net for her second ace of the match. Oswego East working hard to get back into the match, but the Waubonsie defense continues to step up and keep the Wolves at bay. After some deflections, Miserendino hits the floor for a pancake dig that gets sent back over. Huang then keeps the ball alive for Kana, who somehow gets a return over. The Wolves' timing is off on the kill attempt, which forces Reinhardt and Kana to frantically punch it back over to Oswego East. The final kill for the Wolves is blocked at the net by Dowd to end the marathon point and put the Warriors on top 18-10. Match point in the second set, and the senior Maddie Huang delivers an ace with her serve. Waubonsie Valley with an impressive debut after a 25-20 and 25-19 road victory over Oswego East. Our first boys play of the week comes from week 1 of the IHSA football season, where Waubonsie's Tyler Threet shows off his athleticism. The Warriors open the season against Oswego East, and Threet's play is one of the reasons for a Waubonsie victory. Just under 10 minutes to play in the game, Luke Elsey hands off to Threet, who shows off his patience in the backfield and breaks a tackle before running 75 yards for a touchdown. A massive play from the Warrior put Waubonsie up 21-7 and eventually a 28-7 win. Threet had over 200-plus all-purpose yards along with 3 touchdowns. It's a great start to the season for Threet and the Warriors. That will bring us to a close for our first show of the Naperville Sports Weekly season. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure to follow along all year as we celebrate our 17th consecutive season of providing high school sports content. You can also find all our highlights from the season, as well as feature stories and community sports on nctv17.org and our NCTV17 Sports YouTube channel. You can also find us on social media at NCTV17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Kennedy, and I'll see you again next week.